Hello, everyone. If this is your first time meeting me, my name is Paula. I'm a certified life coach, speaker, author, and founder of Beautifully Made. Thank you so much for connecting with me, listening to me today, watching me on this video. I'm so glad that you are here. If you are coming from my podcast, or if you are a podcast listener who's watching a YouTube video, I just want to say welcome and thank you so much. I'm so glad that you decided to take the time to listen to me in this moment, and I promise you that this is going to bless you. So let's jump right in. In today's topic, we're going to be talking about letting go, specifically as it relates to relationships. In a recent video and podcast episode, I talked about breakups and broken hearts. And today's topic is really going to fall in line with that. Before we actually get into what I have for you, I just want to remind you that if you have not already purchased my book, Beautiful Arise, I encourage you to do so. Why? Because this is really going to benefit you as it relates to not just what we talk about now, but also just your healing to wholeness journey altogether. This is going to challenge you. It's going to push you. It is not just a book that you read from beginning to end. It is a guide. So it's meant to be interactive. It's meant to be engaging. It's meant to take you deeper and for you to really dig into the depths of your heart so that you can experience a life of wholeness in God. So I'm excited for you to get this. I encourage you to get it. And if you're interested, the information is in the description. All right. So let's jump right into this, okay? When it comes to letting go, the first thing that you must do is acknowledge and accept what happened. I think this is probably one of the hardest things for us to do, because that means that we have to confront not just what somebody else did, but we have to be willing to confront what we may have done. We have to be willing to really go there and kind of relive in our minds moments where we faced hurt and disappointment and pain that we would rather not deal with. And so it's important that you not only acknowledge it, but you accept it by saying, this is what happened, right? When I say acceptance, I don't mean saying that the person was right for what they did, or, it was okay. What I'm saying is you being able to say, yes, I was bullied. Yes, I was touched inappropriately. Yes, this happened to me. Yes, this person broke my heart. Yes, I did get a divorce. It's just you being able to confront whatever it is that you experienced. You have to acknowledge it and accept it. The second thing is you want to break soul ties. Break soul ties. Now, if you have not heard of soul ties before, I just want to give you a simple illustration. So think about a rope. Think about a rope. You have let's say two individual pieces of rope, and you tie them together in a knot. Now, the only way they become separate again is if they're untied. But what happens in a soul tie are two people, person A and person B, come together and create this knot. They create this tie. What happens sometimes when we come out of dating relationships is that we continue on in life, but we never untie the knot. So basically, all that's happening is we're bringing in a new relationship into something that is already tied together. So we're already tied to one person, but we're now bringing somebody else in a new relationship into something that was never separated and turned from in the first place, right? So when you think about a soul tie, you have to understand that only God is able to break that soul tie. So it's important that you ask the Lord to really show you if there's any place within your heart that is still attached to another person, that's still attached to a situation, a previous relationship. It's important that you really take that to God so that He can break those soul ties, so that you can be free from that person and free from that situation. The third thing is you want to embrace singleness and take the time to discover you. Just take your time. Listen, I've been single at this point for over 6 years. And yes, I've desired marriage. Yes, it has been a desire of my heart. I've talked to God about it. I've prayed about it, but I've really taken the time that I need to discover who I am. I know that, I'm never going to be perfect, but I'm striving every day to be more and more like Christ. That is the command that he gives us, to be more and more like him. And so that is what I'm striving to do, to be more and more like Christ every day. And I'm going to tell you this, when it comes to dating, it's foreign to me. It's something new to me, because I never really dated with purpose, right? And so you can date, but then there's dating with purpose. It's knowing that, okay, this is my trajectory and this is where I'm going. And so I've never done that before. And so definitely, making mistakes in that. But at the end of the day, the Paula that is the Paula that is going through this, right, that is navigating this thing called dating with purpose, and the Paula 6 years ago are two different people. The Paula 6 years ago was broken. She didn't really know herself. She wasn't very confident in herself. And so today, again, not to say that I have it all together and I'm just perfect all the time, because that is not the case. But the way that I see myself is completely different. And now I'm able to look in the mirror and I don't cry, tears of sadness or guilt or shame, but I rejoice because I'm thankful at the fact that I survived. I'm thankful because I'm still here. I'm thankful because I'm no longer in the pit that I once was in, and now I'm experiencing wholeness. And so it's really important that you take your time and don't allow people or society or magazines or social media or anything else to rush your process. Figure out who you are, figure out what you like and what you don't like, really get to know yourself and take your time. And then the last thing is prepare and wait. Prepare and wait. Ask God to help you prepare for who and what he has for you. God desires his best for you. He desires his best. And we want to make sure that we are prepared for who and what God has for us. Not only do we not want to enter into things prematurely, but we also don't want to enter into things unprepared, right? And so you ask God to help you, as you go along this journey, ask God to help you prepare for what's coming, and as you wait, to give you the peace in the waiting, to know that the waiting is not to destroy you. The waiting is not to make you feel some type of way. The waiting is not because God is trying to be mean to you. The waiting is not because God has forgotten about you, but the waiting is so that God can cleanse you and God can produce something in you. He can give you another level of strength and another level of determination. What's great about your single season is that you have time to focus on your purpose. You have time not only to get to know you, to discover who you are in God, but to really hone in on your purpose and find out, why am I here? What has God put me in the earth to do? And you can work on that without any type of distractions, really. And you can put laser focus on that. And so I just encourage you, to really ask the Lord to walk with you as you prepare and wait. So letting go, acknowledge and accept what happened. Break the soul ties. Embrace singleness and discover who you are. And lastly, prepare and wait. Listen, letting go, I know, is not always the easiest thing to do, but I'm so grateful because even in the midst of mistakes and situations that we put ourselves in, right, God is still faithful. You know, in Isaiah chapter 43, verses 18 and 19, God makes a promise to the children of Israel. And this is what he says: "Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" If we refuse to let go, if we're so determined to hold on to what has happened and the past relationships and the people, we will miss the new thing. We will miss what God is trying to do because we refuse to let go. There's no way that you could have one hand on the wall and try to move forward at the same time. You have to make the choice to let go so that you can walk forward. So letting go may not always be easy, but for your future, for your destiny, for who God has called you to be and what God has called you to do, letting go is necessary. Don't miss the new thing because you refuse to let go, because it may feel too hard. You may not want to confront what could possibly come up. God can walk with you through all of that. He can get you through all of that. I'm telling you from experience, from a woman who lived so many years on this roller coaster of depression and thoughts of suicide. I'm telling you what I know, that God can carry you through. Once you make the decision to let go, once you make the decision to forgive, once you make the decision that you don't want to live a life stuck in bitterness and resentment, once you make the decision that you want to come out of where you are to experience wholeness in God, to experience freedom in Christ, God will walk with you. And every time you uncover something that has been lodged in your heart and in your soul, God will help you to deal with that. So just keep going and know that God is with you. All right, so I hope that this video blessed you. If it has, please share it with somebody. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and do that. If you have not commented on my YouTube, from the YouTube channel, go ahead and do that as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will connect with you all in the next one. All right, bye.